Selamünaleyküm. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله محمد سيد الأولين والآخرين مدد يا رسول الله مدد يا سادة أصحاب مدد يا مشايخ دستور مولانا ش.Muhammad فاز حسن ش.Muhammad مدد طريقاتنا أصلح باب الخير في الجميع. Her şeyin bir karşılığı vardır.
For everything, there is an equivalent, a counterpart, or a compensation.
Her şey bu dünyada karşılıksız kalmaz.
In this world, there's nothing that does not have a recompensation or an equivalent.
Her yapılan işin ya iyidir ya kötüdür.
Everything what you do will be recompensed, and what you do is either good or bad.
Bir şey yapmazsak o da insanın vaziyetine göre yani 24 saat insan kötülük yapamaz.
Within 24 hours, however, it's not possible for a person to only do bad things.
Ama 24 saat iyilik yapar Allah Azze ve Celle'nin iradesiyle.
But by the will of Allah Almighty, it is possible to spend all 24 hours with just doing goodness.
İbadetini yaptıktan sonra Allah'ın Azze ve Celle'nin rızasını talep edip de biz her nefes aldığımız vakit onun merhametini, onun şanını yükseltmek için bu nefesi alıyoruz diye niyet ederse 24 saat onu o nail olur o sevaplara.
When once you have completed your daily obligations and fulfilled Allah Almighty's orders, then if you then take the intention, "Oh my Lord, in order I want to take and dedicate every single breath to your sake, in order to exalt you, in order to praise you, then and in order to gain your pleasure and satisfaction, then Allah Almighty will accept your intention, and Allah Almighty will reward you throughout that entire day for 24 hours.
İhsanlara nail olur.
And then you will obtain the blessings and the rewards as if you had worshipped Allah Almighty throughout 24 hours.
Yok, sabah kalkıp da bugün ne yapacağız, nefsimi ne istiyor bugün diye acaba nereye gideyim, kendimi nefsimi tatmin etmek için ne yapayım derse o vakit yapmadıktan sonra bir şey olmaz.
However, if you wake up with the intention in order to satisfy your ego, what am I going to do today in order to enjoy myself? What am I going to do today in order to please my ego? What am I going to where am I going today in order to make my ego happy? Then that is something else. However, even if you wake up with that intention, but if you don't do those things, you will not be charged for your intention, and you will not have committed a sin.
Yani bir sevap kazanmaz.
However, you will also not have gained any rewards.
Günah da kazanmaz.
But you will also, because you did not do those things, you only made intention, but you did not do those things, you will also not be gaining any sin.
Yaparsa o vakit günah işlemiş olur.
However, if you do those bad things which you intended to do, then you will of course be gaining sins.
Onun cezasını tevbe etmese çeker.
And you will be held accountable for those sins, and you will be punished for those sins if you do not ask Allah Almighty for forgiveness.
Yani bu Allah Azze ve Celle'nin merhameti.
But this is Allah Almighty's mercy.
İyilik yapacağım deyip de yapmazsan, niyetin varsa gene niyetine göre Allah Azze ve Celle sana ihsan eder.
This is Allah Almighty's mercy. Because if you intend to do something good, but you don't manage to do it, Allah Almighty will still will reward you according to your intention.
Sevabını yazar, ecir verir sana.
Allah Almighty will record your good intention and will reward you according to that good intention, and you will get the divine favors for just that good intention.
Yaparsan daha fazla ecir almış olursun.
Of course, if you make the intention and also act based on that good intention, then you will be gaining, of course, more rewards.
Bu Allah Azze ve Celle'nin merhametini gösteriyor ki
and this shows the mercy of Allah Almighty.
İnsanoğlu onun kıymetini bilmiyor.
But people do not appreciate that mercy.
Zannediyor ki keyfime bakayım, başka şey gerekmez diyor.
All people are interested in is enjoying themselves, and they don't look for anything else.
Halbuki yani keyfin kötülük yapmadıktan sonra niyetin kötülük yapmak olsa bile yapmadıktan sonra o niyetine kötülük için bir şey olmuyor yani.
But even though people do not appreciate Allah Almighty's mercy, Allah Almighty is still merciful with them. And even if people are only interested in enjoying themselves, as long as they do not do something bad, as they do not perform that bad deed, they will not be charged for it, and they will not be punished with a sin. Only if they only have the intention, Allah Almighty will not punish anyone for the intentions. Only if they commit that bad deed. But Allah Almighty, even if you have the intention, Allah Almighty will not punish you for that bad intention.
Ceza olmuyor da iyilik yapacak da yapmasan o kadar sana Allah Azze ve Celle sevap yazıyor.
However, if you have a good intention, and even if you don't manage to do that goodness which you intend, Allah Almighty is still going to reward you for just that intention.
Yani budur Allah Azze ve Celle'nin büyüklüğü, merhameti.
This is the greatness of Allah Almighty, the mercy of Allah Almighty.
Sonsuz merhameti var Allah Azze ve Celle'nin.
There is no limit to Allah Almighty's mercy.
Yapsan bile kötülük, Allah Azze ve Celle'ye yalvarıp da tövbe istiğfar etsen, kötülüğü de iyilik olarak, sevap olarak sana döndürür.
And even if you did something bad, if you ask Allah Almighty for forgiveness, He will forgive you, and moreover, He will transform that bad deed, that sin, into a good deed, and will reward you for it, if you ask Allah Almighty for forgiveness.
Yani bu insanlar bunu anlamıyor. Onun için
however, people do not understand this.
Çoğu Allah'a isyankarlardır.
Many people are rebellious, are defiant against their Lord Allah Almighty.
İsyandadır. Kötülük yapmaktadır.
Most people, they defy and rebel against Allah Almighty and insist in doing bad things.
Bunun için bu büyük lütfu bilenler şanslı insanlardır.
Those, however, who are aware and appreciate this great divine favor are lucky people.
Ona nasip olan büyük insanlardır.
Those who appreciate this great divine favor for Allah Almighty are lucky, who have obtained that great blessing.
Bazıları felsefe yapar. Allah işte böyle yaptı, şey yaptı. Sen haşa Allah işine mi karışacaksın?
There are some people who interfere with how things are, but who are you to interfere with how Allah Almighty arranged things?
Senin ilmin nedir?
What is your knowledge?
Sen kimsin?
Who are you?
Bu dünya bile kainatın içinde toz kadar bile değil.
This world, in the face of the entire universe in existence, is not even a single grain of dust.
Sen kalkıp da Allah Azze ve Celle'ye kafa tutacaksın.
Yet you defy, challenge and rebel against Allah Almighty.
Yok lisedeyim, yok üniversitedeyim, yok profesörüm, yok bilmem neyim, şu buyum.
They say, I pursue higher education, I have a career at the university, I'm a professor or this and that.
Senin Allah Azze ve Celle karşı geldin mi hiçbir kıymetin yok.
The moment you oppose Allah Almighty, you have no value at all.
Dediğimiz gibi dünya bile kıymeti yok, koca dünya.
Even this entire world itself has no value.
Toz kadar bile olmaz.
This huge world is not even the grain piece of a dust.
Okumuş olanlar, onlar iyi bilir bu meseleyi.
And those who have studied know very well about this matter.
Onun için tövbe edip o güzel günlerde Allah Azze ve Celle'nin verdiği nimetlerden, ihsanlardan istifade etmek lazım.
Therefore, we should ask Allah Almighty, one should ask Allah Almighty for forgiveness, and one should benefit from the blessings and favors of these beautiful days we are now in.
Allah hidayet versin.
May Allah Almighty grant His guidance.
Allah sabit kadem kılsın.
And may Allah Almighty make us to be steadfast.
İnsanları da yolda olanlar.
May Allah Almighty make those who are on this way to be steadfast.
Amin Allah tevfik. El-Fatih.